Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm doing a focused acrylic study using a very limited palette and just 2 simple brushes. This exercise is all about learning to simplify values, control contrasts, and bring a sculpted head reference to life with minimal materials. For this study, I'm using only 2 brushes from the Princeton Velvet Ouch line, a round number 4 and a Filbert number 6. The paper is nothing fancy, just a $1.25 sketchbook I picked up at Dollar Tree. Using inexpensive paper keeps the process relaxed and lets me paint freely without worrying about mistakes. For paints, I'm sticking to a limited palette, burnt sepia and titanium white acrylics from Golden, and a touch of ivory black gouache from M. Graham. I'm only using the gouache to darken the burnt sepia when I need deeper shadows. Limiting colors like this helps keep the study focused on values rather than hues. I started with a photographic reference of a sculpted head I found on Pinterest. Using a diluted burnt sepia, I blocked in the sketch and began mapping the dark areas of the sculpture. At this stage, my goal was to think in terms of light and shadow, almost like creating a chiaroscuro underpainting. I wasn't worried about details yet. I simply wanted to establish the structure and make sure the values were in the right places. Once the dark areas were in place, I moved on to the background. I brushed a thin layer of burnt sepia over the earlier chiaroscuro, letting some of the original strokes show through to keep the texture interesting. After that dried, I shifted to the midtones. Using burnt sepia again, this time a bit thicker, I started shaping the form of the head and building the transitions between light and shadow. I added a second layer to the background as well, giving it more depth while keeping the focus on the face. With the base values established, I went back to reinforcing the darkest areas. I mixed burnt sepia with just a touch of ivory black gouache to deepen the shadows around the eyes, the underside of the nose, and the areas where the features turn away from the light. Strengthening these shadows helps anchor the face and gives it a sense of three-dimensionality. Next, it was time to bring in the light. I mixed burnt sepia with titanium white to create soft highlights. I applied this mixture to the forehead, the bridge of the nose, the cheekbones, and the upper lip, any area that naturally catches more illumination. Little by little, the face started emerging from the dark background. After establishing the main forms, I focused on the areas with the strongest contrast, those places where the eye naturally goes first. Highlighting and deepening those zones is what gives the study impact and visual clarity. Finally, I refined the details. The edges around the eyes, the subtleties of the nose and mouth, and the transitions between the lightest and darkest values. Small adjustments here make the entire portrait feel more cohesive and complete. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next painting study. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.